Though we have seen actor Peter Egan recently, starring alongside Ricky Gervais in the comedy drama Afterlife. Wasn't that good? Peter's also, though, joined Ricky and other famous names to support new book Trophy Hunters Exposed. Now, this campaigns against the killing of animals for sport, something I know that Peter feels so very passionately about, and he joins me now. It's so good to see you. I'm so glad that you could come on, and I just want to take this opportunity to thank you for all the work that you do for conservation and to help animals all over the world. You're able, in the position that you have, to highlight this, and of course trophy hunting is something that is scandalous, absolutely scandalous.
Absolutely horrible, and thank you so much, Lorraine, for giving me the opportunity to share this moment with you. And also, as you mentioned, this wonderful book by Eduardo Goncalves. Anyone who's interested in knowing how appalling this trade is should get a copy of this book and read it. It's a great reference book, and it gives you detail, shockingly detail, of all the British trophy hunters that will surprise all of us. I was deeply shocked to discover.
It's very shocking. Eduardo's done an amazing job, you know, with real thorough research there, and you're right, it is shocking, and as well as exposing the shameless scam of some of these trophy hunters who sort of, you know, like they use conservation as a sneaky way of killing, of murdering animals.
Yeah. It's absolutely awful, and I mean, if one looks at the research, the amount, the percentage added to any African nation's GDP is minimal in terms of what they get from these appalling human beings that destroy innocent animals. I was so shocked recently because I get an awful lot of horror on my timeline. And about a week ago, I saw a couple of 83-year-olds celebrating their wedding anniversary. And the way they chose to celebrate this at a time in their life when life should be so important to them, they decided to celebrate it by going and killing 3 beautiful animals in Africa. And not just killing them, but killing them with high-powered arrows. And you think there's something psychologically wrong with people who choose to celebrate life by taking an innocent animal's life. It shocked the life out of me. And there's also another thing that concerns me deeply about it, is more and more we are seeing photographs of families with their children, young children, sitting beside the corpse of a beautiful animal. And this kind of indoctrination is so dangerous, I think, because we live more and more in a violent world. And it is being proven more and more that young children who witness this kind of violence go on to be violent socially and domestically in their lives. So we really have to pay great attention to this. And most importantly of all, we have to get a complete ban on trophy hunting. It's destroying, I think, the beauty of Africa. And it is also, of course, destroying species at an alarming rate.
It really baffles me, Peter. I've been very lucky, very privileged to be able to go to Africa. You know, we've gone there camping. Oh, that's some shots that my Steve took of. Quite unusual to see big lions like that all together. I think they were brothers in Botswana. That was amazing. And that's why I can't get my head around the fact that anybody would want to murder an animal like that and kill an animal like that, when obviously it's not a fair fight apart from anything else. You know, these poor creatures. We remember, don't we, Cecil the lion? It was a dentist called Walter Palmer, and Cecil the lion was killed in the most appalling circumstances, and the poor animal never had a chance. Never had a chance. And I just don't understand the minds that would want to do that.
Neither do I. And if you think that beautiful, magnificent specimen, the best of its kind, was lured out of its sort of sanctuary area. And then it was by Walter Palmer. He chose, again, to use an arrow to kill this beautiful lion. He didn't do it successfully. It went into the bush and was alive, struggling for life for 32 hours. They only found the lion because they could hear the lion choking on his own blood. And now, what human being can call that a kind of celebration? It is so shocking. It is psychopathic, in my opinion, and it is the worst of human nature.
But you've also managed, what's been encouraging, because there is light and there is hope, is that you have worked together with a lot of people, including Ricky Gervais, who we know is very passionate about this. I know you just worked with him in Afterlife. And you've got this sort of bond, which is fantastic. And there's Ricky with the End Trophy Hunting T-shirt. You know, things what we should be doing is talking about this as much as we can, getting the information out there, which is what you do so well, and getting people galvanised and saying no, this is not right and this should not be happening.
I agree entirely, Lorraine. And what is wonderful is having Ricky so powerfully behind all of these great campaigns. He is a unique and wonderful man, I think, and I'm delighted to call him a friend. And when you have somebody of his international celebrity exposing this kind of thing, it gets enormous weight behind it. It's wonderful.
Sometimes it feels that there's not anything that we can do. It's a bit overwhelming when you look at what's going on in the world and the cruelty. But actually, small steps are happening. I mean, you've received news even just this week about the fact that dogs now will not be, we hope, will not be killed in China and used and eaten. And that's a step forward, and that's something that can be built on.
That's a huge step forward, I think, and that's also as a result of the great work that a wonderful charity that I'm an ambassador for called Animals Asia, founded by the remarkable Jill Robinson. And what they have done is remove dogs from the livestock list. So you can't any longer sell dogs for food. So that means restaurants can't sell them. Hopefully these huge festivals like Yulin will be stopped because they won't be able to buy dogs. What is also so sad with so much of the dog meat business in China is that 90% of the animals that they consume are stolen pets, which is just desperate for the great campaigners in China who are dog lovers. You know, China gets a very bad press a lot of the time because everyone seems to think that they are a nation who just want to kill animals. But there are huge and wonderful campaigners in China, mainly led by Animals Asia, of course, that do remarkable work. And they are responsible for this, as well, of course, as the coronavirus, bringing everyone's attention to how appalling it is how we treat other species on this, our wonderful planet. And we have to stop doing that.
We do. Peter, thank you for coming in. And the book is remarkable. It's called Trophy Hunters Exposed Inside the Big Game Industry. It is out now. It is an absolute eye-opener. Thank you, because I don't have a copy here, but you've got one, which is fantastic. Thank you so much, Peter. It's great to talk to you. I'll talk to you real soon.
I hope so.
Wonderful man, does such great work. Right, still to come this morning.